Okay, so yeah, here we go. Um, I originally was thinking that I was going to name this or title this transmission, I Give Up. And I'm just thinking, okay, so wait a minute. How can I title this video I Give Up when the name of my podcast is Rebellious Sacred Heart? I must rebel against giving up, right? So, okay, so what I really mean by this is that by giving up, I surrender the outcome. So, here we go. We're going to start this again. Welcome back to my channel. This is Christina, and my name is Christina. Not this is Christina. I'm Christina, and the name of my podcast is Rebellious Sacred Heart. And yeah, so it's been a minute. It's been a minute. Okay, so maybe it's been a year, but you know, time flies so fast these days. I'm not sure that anybody that was following me when I uploaded my last video, if they even realize it's been a year either. That's how crazy it's been. But, anyways, I think it was around a year ago. I haven't even checked, you guys. So, like, that's how little it means now. It really is just so much has happened. I've realized a lot of things. I've changed, as all of you have in the last year, too. So, welcome back. And all I want to say is I know I'm supposed to be here. I know I'm supposed to be sharing my thoughts and my connections, my channeling, whether it's through oracle cards or just by speaking my truth, my experiences. So, however that comes through and resonates with anybody who it resonates with, then we're supposed to be doing a part of this together. So, hi and welcome. I'm welcoming myself back here too because, I just knew, I've known this whole time that I haven't been uploading or speaking or doing this. Wow, a broom just fell. Okay, I've never done this podcast in a kitchen before, but I happen to be doing that right now. And I don't know the significance of a broom falling at 2:44 in the afternoon, but I don't know. I feel like there's always significance. So my point was originally is that I don't even know what to call, like, I don't even know what my last video was about. I don't know if I was doing oracle messages or if I pulling cards and sharing that, or if I was just talking about things that were happening in my life, because I've kind of gone back and forth between both. To be honest, I don't know where this is going to end up. I don't know for sure if I can tell you or promise you that, first of all, that I'm going to be back tomorrow, that I'm going to be back this week. I mean, I hope to, but I'm working on my commitment and the things that make me happy. That's what I'm choosing to do rather than judging myself on any of it. I am doing what lights me up without having an expectation of what the outcome of that is. So I get to do what makes me feel good, which for whatever reason, I feel like people need to hear my story and need to know that they're not alone. The things that happen to me, the synchronicities that I see, the messages that I get, um, the part about going from the 3D world and growing up in the 70s. I was born in 68, like, so I'm 50 some shit, right? I can't even keep track. I don't care to. I don't even know. Anyway, my point is we've been through a lot. And once you get to this point where you realize that you are so much more than you believed yourself to be, and your reason for being here and your purpose in life and all the things that just feel off, once you just realize that nothing's happening to you, you're not a victim of anything, and that to the extent, without sounding crazy and turning everybody off, that we literally do have the power to make our life amazing, or to live it in worries and fears and, confusion, basically. I think this life is very confusing. Once you know that we're all spiritual beings having this human experience, this is temporary, there is definitely life or energy of your soul beyond this world that you're experiencing right now. And if you're not yet there yet, like, that's cool. That's cool. I wasn't, I haven't been there. Like, the world I lived in, I thought, I grew up Lutheran. Okay, let's just start there. I don't even know how to start this again. It's like we're starting from scratch. So anybody who already knows these stories, I do apologize, but I'm different now, and maybe I need to tell the story different. Who knows? But I grew up Lutheran, and the point of that is that I didn't understand it. I was great at memory, though. Dude, I got A's throughout my entire grade school, meaning kindergarten through 8th grade. Straight A's, pretty much. Maybe in 8th grade, I might have started slipping. Maybe in 7th grade. Okay, but whatever. A's always in memory, spelling, all the things. I've got certain things, but other things just there were too many questions. But we didn't really get to ask questions. I don't know how school is today, and I can't imagine it's any better. In fact, it can't be. But anyways, we didn't ask a lot of questions, and, they were the experts. That's what our parents taught us, that the doctors, the white coats were the experts. Your teachers are the experts. The parents are the experts, which is so funny now because I know we are not. And that's okay. The thing is that that's okay. So many things have happened. But anyways, so yeah, I wasn't in a place where I thought I was a spiritual being. Nothing about my upbringing and being Lutheran and religious, and not that we weren't not big church people. So I went to church when I had to, right? It's just how it was. So it's fine. But like, I had so many questions and I didn't resonate with it. But like, even the teachers only know what you teach them or what they've been told to think about their understanding of the Bible. But my point is that everything that we learned, everything that we believe, even though this is very, very hard to come to terms with, none of that has been, or at least a very little portion, has been authentically what you and your soul truly believes and understands on a soul level. Like, it's so very different than what we think. So very different. And as we grow and as we learn truths in the world, or at least learn to question what we thought were truths in the world, and you realize that, no, the government doesn't have your best interests at heart. I believed that. I didn't believe ever that the government would like purposely try to hurt me. And I'm using government in quotations in a group of people that run things and control things or manipulate things in a ways that we really don't even know. Most of us. But anyways, when you know, you know. And if you don't, again, that's why I'm here, because this isn't fucking easy to figure out what to do with your own life, let alone, the people in your life, family, the people who are teaching you. Like, we were taught to listen and to obtain and memorize information. We didn't even think about questioning where the information was coming from, most of us. I'll put myself in the most category. I knew I was a rebel from day one of me being able to think for myself, which was in high school, which is why I kind of dropped out and I never really graduated. And I use some of these words. I never really graduated. I didn't fucking graduate. But I realize now, rather than blaming myself or chastising myself or thinking that I'm not as good as anybody else who has fucking numbers and letters and whatever the fuck behind their name with certifications and degrees and blah. Like, while I respect everyone who has that, God, it must be really hard for those people to realize that they literally were taught to memorize something that they have no idea where it came from and why they believe something or why they believe something to be true. Most of us weren't taught to think for ourselves. Luckily, some of us have street smarts and we're just meant to roll a different way and question everything. So while I wasn't as good at questioning while I was raising my own family and having kids and all of that stuff, I am really good at it now, which is probably why I was a claims adjuster and did a lot of investigating of claims and fraud, whether it's insurance stuff or work comp, all the things, injuries, accidents, all the things. So my point is I did that for 30 plus years as a career, and it was great to me. And I accomplished things that I never thought I would accomplish and had titles that I didn't originally believe that I was capable of. But at the end of the day, none of that made me truly happy. While winning a case against fraud that I truly believed in, the person deserved nothing because they were 100% lying. Those wins that saved my company millions of dollars were truly amazing. The best high ever, or so I thought. But I was still working for somebody else. I still wasn't doing the things that truly made me happy. Success meant money and title. That's how I grew up. And I was already at a disadvantage not having a high school diploma, not having a college degree, but OG girl here still found a way to have a title with the word director in it and make 6 figures plus bonuses and have company vehicles without any of that. So clearly, education does not define intelligence. So there's that. I kind of went off on a tangent there, which I didn't mean to, but since that broom fell, I felt like I was literally channeling messages. So if I'm being honest, like, I'm going to have to hear this back and take in everything I said. And that happens a lot to me now, where I'll be in a conversation, whether it's with somebody or within myself, and my higher power, my angels, my spirit guides, like, there are energies that want and need to be heard, which is why I'm back. I've seen and heard and felt. I keep moving away from the microphone, sorry. So many signs and synchronicities that bring me back here. And why did my throat chakra close up right there? Because normally that would get me. Now I can breathe through it. I can understand that or acknowledge that my throat chakra closed up because it's not sure, right? It's never been a voice that needed to be heard. Well, that's when I didn't love myself. That's when I didn't believe in myself. That's when I thought everything else that I believed about myself and the world was true. But none of it's true. None of it defines me. And not any of it can keep me, hold me back, limit me the way it did before. And that's where the biggest difference is now between what I'll be talking about and sharing with you here versus last year. I was saying all the right things to myself, but my body wasn't feeling it yet. My body, when they talk about manifestation and going for the things you want, the human body, because it's been so programmed, just like our minds, it takes a minute for it to actually resonate within your vessel enough for you to actually embody the words that we're speaking. Now I get that. Because I was telling myself again all the right things. I knew that I was supposed to be talking and using my voice. And I knew that it was going to be something that I had to strengthen my courage, my resilience, my resolve, and honestly, my mission. I was judging everything I was doing. I was questioning everything I was doing against what, or judging it against what? I don't know. That's the funniest part, because each and every one of us is so, so individual and unique that I can feel it in my heart now, more of why the way we judge ourselves against somebody else is really just about self-sabotage. It's still just that protection mechanism that worked for us for so long and was great and fine when it needed to be. But it really is something that needs to go into the background now, you know? I don't know what me doing this podcast and talking to people and sharing my experiences is going to look like. So just because I have awesome people that I have found on YouTube, so many beautiful people. So I will credit YouTube and the way we communicate these days because I was here before computers, kind of thing. I got to give that some credit because that's the only way that we can truly connect. Okay, it's not the only way. I say those words and then I immediately think, no, because we're telepathic and our energy travels way further than we even know. But okay, anyways, I'm going to digress off the subject. The subject is, I don't know where it's going. I don't know how often I'm going to show up. I don't know what I'm going to talk about. I don't know if I'm going to do card readings or not, even though they were very popular, I believe. I am very connected to my oracle and I'm still learning the tarot, honestly. I'm not going to skate around it anymore. I don't fucking know it. Like, I try to. I freaking love Paul at Dove and Serpent Tarot. By the way, shout out to Paul. So much about him and his readings that I truly resonate with. And just like him, like, or just like me, he started where I'm at right now, not being sure of what you're going to do. You kind of know the things that you're seeing yourself accomplish or do. You're feeling spirit all around you. You know that you're meant to do more when we've all been doing something else entirely. You know, I was in the corporate world. He was doing all kinds of different things. And I can't remember off the top of my head right now. And love you, Paul, but like, no, nothing personal. But my point is that most of us haven't been thinking this way or having these connections with spirit and ourselves before. So we're kind of all growing together. And, you know, I resonate with his readings and but I still don't know tarot. I still kind of I don't know why. But guess what? I don't need to know all of it. I know the elements, I know the cut, you know, I know basic stuff, but I resonate more with oracle cards. And that's okay. It doesn't make me any less than, you know, the people who strictly read tarot and know all the tarot stuff. I mean, I still have decks. I have one that I really resonate with more than any of the others. God, do I have a couple. But I don't know all the things off the top of my head. And I'm still working on the intuition part or the all the other connections. You know, I was used to doing my own readings, and those are so easy to me because I know what I'm feeling. I know what the card means to me in that moment, that specific moment in time, based on everything else in my life. I know what a card means to me in that moment. But to do that for the collective, either I'm still working on my confidence in that, or it's not meant for me to communicate that way. And whatever that looks like in the end is cool, because I don't know. So if you want to hang with me, I'm going to talk about so many different things, dude. Like I can't nail this channel down, because I want to talk about the real world. I want to talk about things that we've seen in the real world. 3:03 on the clock now that I'm looking up again, because that's what numbers do to me. I've been waking up at 3:30 fucking 5 out of 7 days a week lately. And I know part of it is because I need to get here right now again. So Spirit is nudging me. I am listening. I am following, even when I don't know what it's going to look like. Even when I don't know exactly how to define this channel or define myself, because I guess the truth is that I'm going to be different tomorrow, be different the next day, and every day after that as we evolve. But I think that in sharing our experiences and being vulnerable and being okay with not knowing what the fuck to expect next, there's nothing wrong with that. School didn't teach you that you don't need to know. You don't need to set out to have this specific goal and win that so you can win the money, win the prize, win the designation. I'm going to be learning and growing and experiencing until the day I leave this earth. But I know that won't be the end all be all, because I've had out of body experiences. I know that this is not it. And there's something really awesome about that. So we'll be talking about things like that, fear of death, and why that is, and why that's based on our programming, most generally, most likely, if we're being honest with ourselves, but only if we take the time to question it. That's my whole thing, and kind of always has been, is to question everything. And I questioned everything in my career and all of that, but I wasn't really applying it to my own personal life. I wasn't even observing what was happening. I was going, I feel like, on autopilot. And I think a lot of us have done that for a long, long time. And even the young people, like, I'm sorry for what we've done. Our parents did it to us. I'm Gen X, and I don't give a fuck. Like, that's just kind of how it's going to be. I did drink out of the hose. There was no fucking car seats when I was a kid. I rode in the back of my dad's pickup truck with my dog for 6 hours to grandma's house. So it's going to be that kind. It's going to be real, and I'm just going to be me, because that's the only person that I can be, right? Same with you. You are unique. We all are. But we do get to share this experience together because we all chose to. And I'm choosing to be okay with not knowing WTF is going on or what it's going to look like. Okay. So I would love it if you join me in future podcasts. I don't know when it's going to be. That was one of the mistakes I made before. And then that instantly put pressure on me. So if you want to go with the flow with me, I promise you that you won't be disappointed. And if you are and you don't resonate with me or the things I'm talking about, that's totally cool. So just chill, move on to the things that make you feel good. And if I'm part of that can light you up and help you realize that you're not alone, and maybe just learn to say fuck it a little bit more and see what happens, then please come back. I would love for you to join me again. Take care, everybody. Love y'all.